Hi everyone, I'm starting work on the replacement wall for the Caravan. Went and got the steel today. Some 25 by 1.6 hollow. As you can see there, that's going to be the basic idea of what I put into the van. So now I've just got to grind some things back and take a little bit off some of these center support sections, because silly me measured from the floor to the beam, but I didn't take into consideration the 25mm. So I've got an extra 50mm of length on these tubes, and yeah, I'm gonna have to cut 50mm off those tubes, but it's no biggie. It's better to have more than not enough. So I'm going to get stuck into that and I'll show you what we end up with. Okay, I've got one new Caravan wall welded up, so that's just ready to screw down through the floor and into the chassis, and then the upper part of the wall, the wooden structure, will sit on top of this, and then gets some screws, some self-tapping metal screws sunk down through the wood and into the top of this railing. It's never going to go anywhere. Nice and quick. It's nothing flash. I didn't have to weld right around the tubes. That'll be enough to hold it. It's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, one job done. Just giving some of the bare metal sections a bit of a paint with the old Dulux metal shield, which should prevent that from rusting. Hi everyone, another week. Welcome to the jungle. Managed to get a few things done this morning. We've got the patch panel in there, cover up that big hole in the floor. Just use some gap fill cap sealer there just to keep the mice out and ants and whatever else. As you can see, I've got my metal frame in. Had to do a couple of little things. I drill a hole in through the side here to bring the wiring up through the tube, and then brought that out. I've had to cut and dismantle or disassemble most of the cabling, but at least I know where everything goes. So basically everything was hanging in this lower portion, and by the time I rivet the skin on, the skin will be hard up against this, so I couldn't pass cables behind it. So I had to move everything up into this second bay, and that's what I've done. I've drilled new holes all the way through, and worked out the height of my bench top, and then that way I'll be able to allow for the power point to sit above the bench top, so my cable won't be too low. It won't end up being down here somewhere when I need it to be up here. So that's as far as I've got today. It doesn't seem like much, but it's taken a very long time. Broken a few drill bits along the way, simply because of angles trying to get in, push the big drill against the skin, and the drill bits on an angle, and you know how it goes, it snaps. But I've got this all fastened in using corrugated roofing screws. So that goes through, obviously through the tubing, through the floor and into the chassis. So we've got those all the way along. The only place I couldn't get one in was behind the wheel arch, and I did drill one up here, but I got a feeling that the chassis might end back here somewhere, because this is very flexible here, and there was nothing that the screw was biting into, so I just bring it back a little bit. Same in the top. Use the same sort of screws. Pre-drilled the wood so it wouldn't split. Pre-drilled the tube only through the top layer, as the screw was long enough not to have to come out the other side. or short enough I should say, to not come out of the other side. So we're making progress. So I'm hoping by the end of the day I've got all my wiring sorted, and I've got a couple of panels up on the wall. Miraculous thing, I should have filmed this last night because it's just one of them times where I got lucky. This blue frame happened to fit in my SUV. And when I talk about fitting my SUV, when I'm talking about, you know, by a few millimeters, this was literally down to 2 millimeters. I fluked it. I thought I was going to have to bring the trailer, and I got this thing in. I had it sitting up on the dashboard and used the seat. The seat ended up sort of up against one of these bars, so as long as I had the seat wound back far enough, there's no way that this frame could slide forward and hit the windscreen. And then there was just so much stuff that I'd set on top of it, like my mattress and other things like that, that wasn't going to allow it to move backwards and hit the back window and take the back window out. So yeah, I managed to get that in. 3 wall panel sheets. I got all this joining stuff, toolboxes, drills, eskies, all my sleeping stuff. So yeah, I really sort of I really packed it in tight. So but next weekend I will have to bring a trailer up because I've got to bring up the cabinets. So yeah, I might actually have more time this weekend than I thought. I did think I was jumping today, and it turns out that I must have the dates wrong. So yeah, where Saturday was going to be a jump day and Sunday was going to be my work day, and I've planned to be up here for 2 days, Saturday's become the work day, and I could probably go home tonight and sleep in a nice comfortable bed. So I'm going to try and get as much done as I can today, and work out what I need to bring up next week, and then bring it up and try and finish this place off. You know, I might even get a little bit of time today to hit these walls with the 3rd sheet sander and just take the gloss off them for painting. You know, I might even get a chance to do this patch repair panel here. I honestly don't know yet. I've just got to see how the time goes, and yeah, so I'll leave it here. I'll do a little bit more work, and I'll show you a bit later on where we're up to with everything. Okay, I've done a bit more work on the van. All the wiring has all been rerouted. It's all working. I even tried a new PowerPoint. Managed to get some PowerPoints from work. They were samples that the reps bought in. These almost, yeah, non-switched PowerPoints. So you got the little buttons there, you just push them and it comes on. So I thought I'd try it out just to make sure that it works, and it works. So this is, as you can see, this is all above. This is all above the bar here. So that'll all this cable here will all sit inside there, inside that cavity. This has all been run. These switches, if you remember, used to be over here, and I've now moved them over to here. The doorway that's here, the wall will be there, and these will be a little bit closer to the door, so when you actually walk into the room, the switch will be there, rather than, you know, having to walk over here to get to it. So PowerPoint's in a good spot. I'll put that up on the, I'll call it the 2nd tier up here, where before it was mounted down in this lower section. This is a little bit better, a little bit higher up for the TV. Won't have as much cable hanging down. And one of the next jobs I got to do is I have to run a cable from the back of this power point, which will be replaced with one of these. And I've got to run that cable down, so along there, down, under the cupboards here, or the bed. Then I'm going to run it along here, and then I'm going to I'm just going to drill a hole like that through the board, and I'll screw a power point. I'll screw a power point onto the side of the van wall, and drop the air conditioning lead down there. I'll do it neatly. I'll run it down this aluminium seam, and it'll go straight in there, and you won't see it when the mattress is in here anyway, so it'll be hidden, and that'll make it look a lot neater. So and that'll give me another power point on this side of the van, which is good. So yeah, I can conceal that cable underneath there. No one's going to know. But yeah, it turns out, I don't know why, I've got a little bit of play there. Like I can pull these through a little bit more. But hang on, where is it? Oh yeah, these ones. For some reason, rerouting them has brought them up short. But these are only for the tail lights on the van. You know, I'm not particularly bothered about that. I'm pretty sure I can find something up here. If I really get desperate, I've got a little bit of excess here from this 12 volt switch. So I can just cut a piece out of that and join it. It won't matter that the white and the grey are running brown wire. No one's ever going to see it. So I didn't really want to remount this. I'll never use it. This van will never get towed. But you know, I like, if that's the way it was, I like things to be sort of the way they were. So and in theory you would say, well, why not just move that back beside here? And you know what, I should do that. I shouldn't leave it over here, I should move it over here so that all the electrical outlets are all in the one spot. So that might be something that I can do in the next couple of minutes. I'll move that over, and yeah, I'll give you a look when I'm finished. Okay, I put a new lock on this afternoon. Got rid of that old crappy one, so it works good. Had to play around with the door a lot. It was all out of balance, and had to fix up the door frame here. Put a couple of rivets in there. I've got to replace this one. Just trying to get the door closed properly is it's been a challenge. It's a internal wooden frame with an aluminium skin over it. But yeah, I did put 4 rivets in it, but as I said, I gotta take this one out again. This, I put a longer screw in it. Not that that's going to help much because the frame's rotted, but I put some liquid nails in behind it, sort of hold all the wood and everything together. So hopefully that makes a little bit of difference. Got a little kink here, I just got to knock that out too, because that could be affecting it. And what else have I done in here? I've patched all the holes in the roof, no more gaps, and I've done all the walls here. I haven't sanded anything yet, I'm just letting it dry. As you can see, I've put that patch panel over the hole. I chose to go from the top down because I figured that here, you know, might have something like this in the corner there, and yeah, it's you know, this will be pretty much covered. The door, as you can see, the track finishes there, but the door comes back a slight bit more, so it actually covers that seam there. The only time that seam is seen is when the door's actually fully closed. When it's open, you don't see it. What else? I took the bracket off for the TV. Bit more patching up there. I did run the cable for the PowerPoint that I said I was going to run on this side. So, yeah, I can do one or two things. I can run a bit of PVC conduit up to here, put the PowerPoint on the wall there, shorten this lead up, or as I said, I can run it down here. I'll put some clips and run it in underneath the storage area. I'm not sure yet. What else have I done? Oh, I had to put another patch in here. This is the filler neck for the water tank. Well, don't need it anymore. Tank's probably got more dust in it than it's got water in it. It was all rotted out here. I'd say obviously from a combination of a leaking roof, or probably a leaking pipe here on the filler spout, and a kitchen sink. So I've put another piece in over that. That now supports my little leg here, which supports the seat. That leg actually went straight through the floor last week. This was just a piece of wall panelling. The floor is not completely missing there, but it was getting thin. So I just decided to go over the top of it with that, just to keep the mice out. What else? I'm pretty much at a point now where I could start fitting up the wall panelling. I could make a start on it today. It is sort of getting late in the afternoon. I could make a start, but I'm just looking at my options at the moment. As I said, I would really like to get all these walls sanded, the roof sanded. I've sort of started on the roof in spots, cleaning it up. But yeah, there's quite a bit that needs doing. Like, you know, I need a little bit of adhesive in behind there, stick these panels back on. So I think I'm going to take a different approach to this. I know I wanted to get the wall panelling on this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to continue with the sander in here, keep sanding. Most of that filler now should be dry enough to sand, and get it ready for paint. And what I'll do before any of the new panelling goes up, because I'm not going to paint that, it looks great, the colour is awesome. I'm going to paint all the ceiling all the way through. I'm going to paint all this section. This section here, this kitchen section, will actually be, or lounge section, whatever you want to call it, will actually be a different colour to the bedroom, as I mentioned. So this will be like a really dark chocolate colour in here, and this will be a light. How can I put it? It's not a cream. It's it's sort of, I think they refer to it as a sand pearl. You can see it there. It's not quite cream. It's not quite I don't know, but it's nice. I've got my house painted, so I've got lots of paint, lots and lots of paint, and it'll look nice. It'll sort of be like similar to home, being all the leftover paint. So I made a box unit for that section under the fridge during the week, which you'll see in a slightly earlier part of this video. I was hoping to bring it up today, but I just couldn't fit any more in the car. I've measured it up. It should work absolutely beautiful there. So that's the height the fridge will sit at. It's a good height. It's good height for making coffee and stuff. It almost works like another bench. Here, with the bench that's going in here, I've got these plinth legs. This is fully adjusted at the moment. As you can see, just doesn't clear it. So what I'm going to do is underneath the cabinet, I'm going to get a couple of blocks of wood cut. I'm not sure what that size is there. It's probably 30mm. I'm going to get some 30mm blocks of wood cut, or I'll cut them myself. I'm going to screw them to the bottom of the cabinet, and then I'm going to screw these legs to those blocks of wood, and then that will give me clearance over here, and I won't have to alter the cupboard. So I've already allowed for that. With the mark that I've made, so that should work out alright. I really thought these actually went a bit higher, because there's a nice big piece of thread there, but they don't. They only screw down from this section. So there you go. What else have I been doing today? Not much to be honest. That's probably about it. It's just been a really long, drawn out day. Lots of small stuff to do. But it's mostly been a day of wiring. So yeah, I've got all these cables here. This is for if you're running the van off 12 volt. The van will never get run off 12 volt whilst I own it. But I'm going to put the switch back. I've got the switch there. But I figured there was no use sort of running it into the switch, because I've got to disconnect all these anyway when I put the paneling up. So I just labelled them all and just left it. Yeah, look, what else? That's about it, guys. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to keep going. If I do any more before I head off tonight, I'll shoot some more footage.